Let me tell you what you are missing for living the life that you see in your dreams. Let me tell you what you are missing to build the empire that you know you can build. Let me tell you what you are missing to enjoy your miraculous life, to materialize your life purpose. Let me tell you what you are missing to be completely happy. And the thing that you are missing is the definite decision. The decision to do it, the decision to conquer, the decision to start movement, to start your strategy, to start the steps necessary to materialize what do you want in life. You see, every endeavor, yes, it starts with desire. You need the desire to do it. You need to feel the sensation, the impulse to go after it. That is the first step. But desire without decision is just fantasy. It's just wishful thinking. It's just dreams. The decision is the moment in which you say, you know what? I'm tired of dreaming. I'm tired of fantasizing. I'm tired of thinking about this every day, making plans on paper, designing the road, designing the path. I'm tired of all of this. And now I'm going after it. That is one of the most important moments in our life, in your life. The moment in which you make the decision, when you actually take the action, when you burn the bridges behind you, as Vikings do. You know why Vikings win wars, right? Back in the day, because they used to burn their own ships. They didn't have any other option than win. Either they win or die. That's it. That is the power of decision. That is the fire, my friend, that you are missing. If you find yourself with a lot of plans in your head, in your heart, but nothing in reality, well, where are your decisions? Why are you not taking them? Why are you procrastinating? Living for tomorrow, what you should be doing since yesterday. And hey, no judgment. We are all in the same boat. We all struggle with decisions. This is not about punishing you or making you feel less or bad about yourself. This is just, I just want to open your eyes with love and consciousness and compassion, my friend, because you are one decision away for your whole destiny. You are one decision away from the things that you dream about. So let make this episode a hallmark, before and after. Let's make this episode a reminder that you should decide today to do the thing that you fear most, to do the thing that your heart is calling you for, to do the thing that you know you need to do to be completely, totally happy, fulfilled. If you watch this episode entirely, if you listen to these ideas and you don't take a decision, don't ask anyone else for salvation. Don't ask nobody to give you what you cannot give to yourself. Let makes this episode the day that you start your greatest journey, my friend. You know that you have a great calling. You know that you have extraordinary talents. You are so special, so unique, so wonderful. But if you don't take that decision, the world don't know, will not know it. You will not impact the world. You will not make the world a better place. You can only do that if you make the decision, if you take the steps, if you push yourself forward, although you have fear, although you have doubts, although it is not the perfect time, although there is a pandemic going on, although there is an economic recession going on, although. Decisions are an act of courage, of faith, of openness, of deserving, of receptiveness. Decisions, my friend, are your greatest allies. And today, you will take a decision, the decision to live your greatest life. Welcome to the Mastermind Podcast Challenge Season 2 with your host, Dr. Derek Israel, and this is the episode 480. So I have a podcast that have 480 episodes. Do you think this was possible without a definite decision to make this project? No. These 480 episodes are just a reflection of a definite decision. Because believe me, this has been a challenge. Being able to conduct all of these episodes, each one of them with essential aspects for your personal development, the greatest ideas in the world for your own development and expansion. This only has been possible because one day, like 3 years ago, I made the decision. Yes, I had the idea before of making the podcast. Yes, I used to have fantasies about doing this, but it was only when I took the decision, definitely that now look where I am. 480 episodes of transformation for free in Spanish, on English, bilingual, impacting people all over the world, and it will stay like that, hopefully forever, if the internet do not collapse or something happen with this. But I hope that this will be forever. So my name is Dr. Derek Israel, and this is the Think and Grow Rich mini series. If you don't know what is Think and Grow Rich, well, it's a book. If you are seeing this in YouTube, you are now seeing the book physically. Is Napoleon Hill's book. It's a very old book from 1935, and personally, is my favorite book and the book that has transformed my life in so many ways that I cannot even imagine. So I think this is the seventh episode. So we are almost done. I am not discussing the entire book in this mini series. I'm just discussing what I believe are the 10 most essential ideas of the book. And also, I am not discussing the book exactly as Napoleon Hill described the ideas. It's more like my interpretation from the book. I know that these episodes have bias. I know that my episodes are subjective, but hey, I think that this is where the values of these episodes are very present, because if you want Napoleon Hill's ideas, well, you go and read the book, or you listen to the book in YouTube in an audiobook. But if you want something a little bit different, something a little bit more contemporary, all right, we are almost 100 years after the book was written. Well, you will find a lot of benefit, a lot of value, a lot of treasures in these episodes. Also, if you go to my YouTube channel, Derek Israel, and you look for the reproduction list that is called Think and Grow Rich, you will be able to find um, the 10 episodes in a specific list for you to watch one after the other, and I will be putting that link in the description as well when I finish this mini series. So I encourage you to read the book or to listen it to the book. You can find it for free in Google. You can buy it on Amazon, and also you can find it in YouTube, the audiobook in different language. So yeah, definitely go that check that out, because it will be very powerful if you listen to this mini series and also you study the original material at the same time. Before starting the podcast of today, I want to tell you that if you are listening to this on Spotify, on Amazon Music, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, or any platform that is audio based, you will be missing the quotes directly from Napoleon's Hill Mind that I will be putting here in the screen below. All right. So if you're watching on YouTube, you will be benefiting for this. But if you are watching on other platforms, uh, well, you can maybe go to YouTube right now and to watch it here just to benefit from the quotes. But it's your decision. So let's go right into the meat of the podcast of today. So, what is a decision? What is a decision? A decision, my friend, is a beginning, it's a starting point, it is a determination, A decision is a moment in which you leave behind all that you have been before for everything that you will be for now on. Decisions are the freedom from your past in order to merge with your future. Decisions sometimes are painful, sometimes they require extreme change, sometimes they require complete reinvention, renovation, innovation, regeneration. Decisions are a conclusion. So you have infinite possibilities in life, right? Your future is basically infinite. You can make from it whatever you want. But when you take a decision, you sacrifice that infinity for only one thing. And that is a difficult thing to do because we like the vastness. We like being infinite because we lack responsibility. When things are infinite, we are responsible of nothing because it's whatever it wants. It is whatever. But that is not the case with decisions. With decisions, it's not infinite anymore. It is one thing. It is a definite thing. You can measure it. You can succeed or you can fail. If you don't decide, notice, if you don't decide, well, you don't fail, but also you don't succeed. You didn't decide. It's like a neutral thing. And one of the characteristic of weak people is neutrality. People that are weak are neutral. They don't take a stance. They don't take side. They are not neither from the left politically, neither from the right. They are neither uh, atheist. They are neither believers. They are neither what else? They don't want to be poor, but they don't want to be rich. They are like, well, I'm in the middle because they don't want to commit to anything. Because if you commit, that brings responsibility. And responsibility is weight. I mean, when you are responsible, it is not an easy thing to be. You have pressure. But the people that actually make extraordinary things in life are people who know how to transform pressure into power. Never forget that. People that actually make things happen transform pressure that comes with responsibility and decision into personal power, into social power, into inspirational power, into commercial power, into spiritual power, any type of power that actually make movement happen, results, change, progression, advancement, sophistication, consciousness, love, union. So if you are going to take something about this podcast, just one idea, let that idea be this. Never be neutral in anything. Take a stance. Sometimes you will be wrong. Yeah, definitely. Sometimes you will have to face um, consequences, definitely, but at least you was no neutral. At least you was playing the game. At least you was following your values. Notice, people who not take stance, people who not take sides, basically they are not following their values. Because if you connect with your values, if you connect with the core of who you are, you will take that side. You will take a side. But if you don't know who you are, if you don't know what your values are, and if you don't care, well, you don't care. You don't take a side. Whatever. So decisions are a way of taking a side, of taking a definite path in your life. I was telling my wife yesterday that because she told me, "Oh, Derek, you was one of the weird you are one of those weirdest persons uh in the sense that you knew from the beginning that you wanted to be a psychologist. Like a lot of people in university, they don't know what they want to be until maybe their second year or their third year or the fourth year. And you was one of those that start in your first year of bachelor as a psychology student and you ended your university career as a doctor in psychology. So you was one of those that always knew what you wanted about life. And I say to her, no, that is not correct. um I wanted to do different things before deciding to be a psychologist. For example, when I was a kid, I wanted to be an artist, a singer. That was my dream. I wanted to be that. I imagined to be singing and, writing songs and becoming famous with my art and stuff like that. And then I tried that when I was in eighth and ninth grade. I started writing songs and I did like back in the day, we had this thing that was called, maybe you remember if you are a millennial, but if you are Gen Z generation, maybe you don't remember this. MySpace Music. So I did that MySpace Music and I was uploading my songs there and I was hustling to try to become an artist and that didn't work. So I then dropped out that dream. And then when I was in high school, I start fantasizing to become a sexologist because I was fascinated by sex. I was studying sex a lot, doing a lot of research, and I was fascinated with sexual energy. And so I thought, well, maybe I will become a sexologist one day. But then I did my research when I was in high school, and I realized that it was very difficult to become a sexologist, specifically in Puerto Rico. It was not a clear path on how I will be able to do that. It is not something so easy, like, for example, to become a biologist. Well, if you want to become a biologist, you study biology, and that's it. It's like a very clear, definite path. But sexologist is not like that, it's more complicated. So I said, okay, I will not become a sexologist. What I can do? So then a lot of people told me that I will be very good lawyer. And so I said, why people tell me that? And so many people told me, oh, Derek, you are so good convincing people. You have the gift of the word. You should become a lawyer. So I start doing my research and I like it. I like, the fact that I can being uh, convincing people, helping innocent people to get out of prison, stuff like that. So I start fantasizing with becoming a lawyer. But then I found myself fascinating with the criminal psyche and why people uh, do horrendous crimes, and what type of minds make those horrendous crimes. So I start fantasizing to become a forensic psychologist. So I was like, I don't know what I want to do. But then I start fantasizing when I was almost, I think I was in my final year of high school. I need to make a decision, right? I was almost graduating. So then I start thinking about to become a general psychologist instead of forensic, just general, because I didn't want to be involved all the time in crime stuff. I also want to understand different parts of the mind and more like the normal kind of average mind, not only the criminal aspect of the mind. So I start fantasizing to become a general psychologist. So I have those three decisions. And then I took the exam that you need to take before going to college. I passed the exam and I applied for for two universities, and I was accepted in both. In one for political science, and that is basically the starting point to become a lawyer, and the other one accepted me for general psychology. And that day I then took a definite decision and I decided to become a psychologist. But notice, I was dancing with a lot of options. I was exploring different paths, but it was not until I took that definite path, until I took that definite decision, until I said, forget about everything else, I will become a psychologist. That was the day that I basically determined my destiny. And now, 10 years later, I am a doctor in clinical psychology. So my wife thought that I was uh, a person that all that forever knew that I wanted to be a psychologist. No, but what I did was I decided to be. I took the definite decision. I was not, I don't know what to do anymore. I just took it and I went all in, all in. And that is another thing that is very powerful about taking decisions. Once you take it, go all in. A lot of people take the decision, but they take it as partial, like quasi decision, semi decision, and they don't go all in. And that is one of the most devastating things in decision making. So, decision is determination, my friend. Determination. What is the opposite of decision? What is the contrary of decision? Well, you bet. You know this. The opposite of decision is procrastination. Procrastination. Procrastinating is basically living from tomorrow what you should have been doing since yesterday. And why? Why we procrastinate? Well, I think also that you know this answer. We procrastinate due to fear. When we have fear, we lack decision. So, procrastination basically is a way to protect yourself from the potential failure. So, you fear the failure. You fear not being enough to be able to succeed in your enterprise, in your journey, in your decision. So procrastination is a way to, you know what? At least you are safe here. At least you are not failing here because you haven't decided. Once you decide, then you can fail. But if you don't decide, at least you're protected. But that is a trap. Procrastination is the greatest failure because you don't learn anything. If you decide and fail because maybe the project didn't give you the results that you was expected, at least you learned something. At least you became another thing in your life. You are another person in your life because you went through the journey. You are not the same. You gain something. But if you don't decide, if you only procrastinate, that is the real failure because you don't have any other data beside procrastinating. You don't have any other intelligence. You didn't get any other lesson, any other information for improving your chances further on. So, what have you been procrastinating, my friend? I want you to think about this and be compassionate about it. I know that sometimes I come here to the podcast with a lot of young energy, masculine energy, and I do that on purpose because I want you to prompt you to action. But I also want you to treat yourself with compassion and understand you have been procrastinating because you have fear. And the first step to get out of this negative cycle is to have compassion with yourself. And compassion is love in action. What a wonderful definition, huh? Compassion is a love in action. So you are loving yourself while you have compassion, self compassion, self kindness, self empathy, self gratitude. But with that same compassion, you go forward. With that same love, you go forward out of the procrastination into the action mode. Or I will say, into the massive action mode. Because when we make a decision, if we do it definitely, we're gonna take massive action. We are not just going to take a little bit action here or there. No, 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 no. It's massive. We are gonna act big. We're gonna act tremendously. That is the way. That is how we win wars. That is how we conquer nations. We conquer worlds. We conquer universes. That is how we conquer ourselves with massive action after a definite decision. After compassion and love. You see the balance here? You see the harmony here? This is the harmony of God. God is love in action. So there is one important factor that you need to take into consideration when you are making decisions is that successful people, and Napoleon Hill talked about this in his book Think and Grow Rich, is that successful people make decisions quickly and change them slowly. And unsuccessful people, they are the whole opposite. They take decisions slowly, but they change them rapidly. As soon as one obstacle comes out, oh my gosh, they change the decision. That is a no no. That is no good. If you want to be successful in your endeavors, you should apply this principle. Make decisions quickly and change them slowly after you took them. And when we say taking decision quickly, we are not saying to be impulsive or to be precarious or to be a no thinker about it. No. Yeah, you should be strategic. You should analyze the variables and you should study the material and you should be taking informed decisions. But once you understand that that is the way, one that you have the necessary understanding to start the journey, take the decision right away. Don't wait. Because there is also a very divine principle that we can call timing. And timing is the perfect time to make things done. And if you don't take the decision rapidly, sometimes you will miss the perfect timing, the momentum. We can call also that kairos, the time kairos. So you don't want to miss your timing. You want to leverage. You want to propulse with the correct timing in your endeavors. Think like a failure. Think like a unsuccessful person. How they think like. This is how they think. Well, I know that I should be doing this, but or I already decided, but I'm waiting for the perfect time to. Or yes, I take the decision. I took the decision, but and then I realized that those are thoughts, narratives that unsuccessful people generate to themselves. They always have an excuse for why they should wait more, or if they took the decision, why they should change the decision. Understand, my friend, in the beginning of your decision, you will not see the results that you expected. Sometimes your idea will take 10 times more power, resources, determination, intelligence, teamwork that you thought that they will took. 10 times more. So if you retreat in the first obstacle, if you retreat in the first problem that you face when taking the decision, well, you don't deserve to win because it will take 10 times more patience, vision, leadership, money, marketing, sales that you predetermine to actually succeed in your life. 10 times more. So, for example, if you make a plan and you say, okay, I will start this. Let's think about an example that you can relate. So let's say that you want to learn photography. That is something that a lot of people are very interested in. I am not interested in that, but I know that a lot of my fans, they like photography, and also a lot of friends that I have, they are like exploring how to become photographers and stuff like that. So if you want to become a photographer, you need to understand that to be able to take that perfect photo that you know in your mind that you are capable of, it will take 10 times more of everything to achieve that. So if you think that it will take 1 year, it will take 10. So if you think that it will take one course, it will take 10. So if you think that it will take 100 photos, it will take, I don't know, you take, you are a better mathematician maybe than I am. 1 million photos, or I don't know. You understand the point. It will take 10 times more what you already thought about. You see. For example, when I was about to start in this project in social media, I thought maybe it will take like 100 videos to achieve the popularity that I'm looking for in order to transform lives. Because if you don't have popularity, fame, influence, well, you don't transform anything. You need to have the exposure to actually do things in social media and the digital world. But hey, I have like 1,500 videos now. And yet, I don't have the exposure that I am determined to have in order to transform the quantity of life that I will be doing in my life. Because it will take 10 times more what I thought in order to achieve this. And this is a tough truth to swallow because we want things quickly. But why you want it quickly? Because you want the treasure without the hustle. And you don't understand. The hustle is the treasure. If you don't pass through the hustle, you don't transform yourself in a person that deserves what you are looking for. You need to become the person who deserves what you are looking for if you want the thing. So remember, whenever you have an idea that you are extremely sure that it will work eventually, that this is a path that you need to take that decision rapidly. Do not wait. Take it. And as soon you find obstacles, problems, setbacks, breathe profoundly, breathe deeply, and understand that you cannot change those decisions rapidly. You need to change them slowly. And why we change them? Well, we change a little bit because, yeah, we need to become flexible also. We need to um, use the intelligence that we already gathered in order to pivot and to move around a little bit. But that must be a slow process because if it is rapidly, you are taking the risk of becoming so flexible that you cannot never concrete something. You can never materialize, determine things in a solid way, in a tangible way. And that is no good. You don't want that. So yeah, change. You can change, but slowly, easily. easily. But when it's about taking the decision for the first time, go right after it. After you did your research, after you meditate, and in your meditation, your higher self told you that is the right path, go for it, my friend. Go for it. Decisions require courage. And that is something that you should understand. Decisions require courage. What is courage? Courage is movement, although you have fear. Fear, it is here for making us survive, not for making us succeed. Never forget that. I will repeat it. Fear is here in our bodies, in our mind, in our experience to making us survive, but not for making us succeed. So if you are walking in a jungle and you see a cliff, a very big cliff that if you fall out, you die, it is a very good thing to have fear. Because if you don't have fear, maybe you say, what happened if I just jump? Wow! And then that's it. You're done. You die. So it's a good thing to have fear because your fear will say, hey, 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 don't get near that cliff, dude, because you're going to die. So I want that fear to be here, right? But what if you have that same fear or you listen to that same fear whenever you have a business idea that can revolutionize your industry, but you don't want to get near because that fear is saying you will die if you try, you will die if you try. Well, that fear is not practical. That fear, it is not pragmatical. That fear is standing in your way from standing in your way for success. So in that moment, you need to fuse yourself, merge yourself with courage. And how you do it? Well, first of all, you need to become vulnerable and to become open and to understand, yeah, I can fail. This is a possibility. Yeah, this can hurt. This is a possibility. Yeah, I can be embarrassed. Yeah, I can go broke. Yeah, everything that I imagine that can go wrong can and may go wrong, although I will do it. That is courage, man. Another tip for having more courage in your life is that you should think about people that you love and do it for them. That will give you courage. If you cannot do it for yourself, do it for your mother, do it for your fiance, do it for your daughter, for your boy, do it for your community, do it for something that is greater than you. Because when you fuse your ego with another thing that is greater than you, then your ego become more powerful. Because fear is something that contract the ego. It makes your ego self-absorbing, and your ego is looking at itself extremely. And when ego is so self-absorbed, fear is the modus operandi of that ego. But when the ego start looking outside itself, when the ego start to taking into consideration the tribe, the community, God, your own family, and how acting with courage will benefit those elements, then the ego expand. Instead of contrast, the ego expand, and then with the expansion of your ego, you find courage and meaning. And when you find courage and meaning, dude, you are on the road, baby. For example, I used to have fear for making this project in social media, but man, it gave me so much meaning to my life because I thought to myself, all right, how will be my life if I don't do it? Let me think about it. And I sat there and I imagined my future. And I said, okay, so I will become a psychologist. Either way, I don't care if I do the social media project or if I don't do it. I either way will become a psychologist. So if I don't do it, maybe I will open my physical office and I will be 8 hours per day um, working with my patients, working with my clients. I will have a good lifestyle because I know that I will be able to charge a pretty good money for that. And I will have my family and I will have a relaxed life. I will help a lot of people physically, a lot of patients, and I will be probably my office will be very near to my home because I want to drive quickly and then come back to my family, and I will have this good not extraordinary life, but at least I will enjoy it a little bit. So that's what scenario one, right? But what was my scenario two? Okay, so my scenario two is I launched this project on social media. I can fail, I may fail, but my future may be well, I will be doing events all around the world. I will have students, fans, clients all around the world. I will be able to do networking with other creators that are also doing their stuff in social media. I will be able to publish books and to market worldwide. I will be able to make a brand, to market that brand. I will be able to make podcasts, videos, writings, audios, images. I will be able to expand my abilities as an orator, as a communicator, as a podcaster, as an influencer. I will be able to also have patience in telehealth or in physical if I want. I will be able to do all the things that I'm doing now. So then I ask myself, what of which one of those scenarios give me more meaning? And then I said, definitely the second one. Because in the second one, for me, I am transforming more lives while expanding further my own potential. In the first scenario, I'm helping a limited amount of persons while I am in my comfort zone. That is scenario A. Scenario B, I am helping the whole world, at least the people that match with my brand and with my message and that they like my style. I will help millions while I am expanding my personality, my inventory of traits in the most extraordinary way for the rest of my life. And that is personal development. And when I did that debate in my mind, I said, oh my gosh, I need to go to X scenario B. Look, Look all the meaning that I will have in my life. The first one sound like, for me it sounded like a kind of average life. Most psychologists live that life. The second one, it sounded for me adventurous life. Almost like I was, I don't know, uh, a pirate trying to conquer an island, a spaceman, astronaut discovering the first black hole, what is inside the black hole, or a commander that is leading his army to conquer another army. For me, the second scenario sound like an epic novel, sound like an epic movie, sound like an heroic act, something that I thought about it and I felt fear, but after the fear, I felt the courage. And dude, I then took the decision. And here I am. That was the best decision of my life. And I remember that I said to myself, okay, I will do it for 5 years. I said this was 2016, and I said I will do it for 5 years. And if I after I graduate from the doctoral program, if I feel that I don't want to do it anymore, I will drop out. Because I started my project in social media at the same time that I started my doctoral program. And my doctoral program in psychology was a 5 year program. All right. So I thought I will do it at the same time, like a parallel project. And if when I graduate, I feel that that is not something that I want to do anymore, or I didn't receive the enough monetary compensation, or or if I didn't receive enough support, or if people don't resonate with the idea, I will drop out and I will do maybe scenario A, or I will find or create another path. But then I finished my graduate program and I became a doctor in psychology, and I actually thought about it. All right, so these are my results. Are these the results that I wanted? No. Why not? Why do you think that I haven't have the results that I wanted in the first place? Based on what you already learned in this podcast. What do you think? Well, because it will take 10 more time, 10 more effort, 10 more energy, 10 times more energy, 10 times more effort, 10 times more resources to actually do it. So when I assessed this project a couple of months ago and I asked myself, do I want to continue doing it? I said, yes. I had the result that I wanted. I said, no. Why not? Well, I failed at this, I failed at that, I didn't promote this, I didn't promote that, I was not consistent in this, I was not consistent in that, and also I need to acknowledge that every extraordinary project will take 10 times more what I thought it will take. But then I ask myself this question: although it will take 10 times more, it is worth it? It is something that I want to do, Aldo? And I said, yeah, definitely. So I then decided to continue the project forever, hopefully. But for doing this project, I needed courage and I needed meaning. Courage and meaning. So if you are procrastinating a decision, ask yourself, what type of meaning will give you? if you take that path? What will be your story? If you go all in, if you do the act of courage, if you become brave enough, bold enough. Sometimes people do not dare to act because they let themselves be influenced by the opinions of others. And the opinions of others are the assassin of definite decisions. Yeah, opinions of others. Why is that? Well, because we tend to weight more the voice of others than our own voice, because we don't trust ourselves. We were raised by culture to think this way. We were raised by our culture to think or to trust more our teachers, our doctors, the newsman or woman, the media, the priest, our father, our mother, our uncle. We should trust them, but you should not trust you or trust yourself. That is a very sad thing because no one knows what is best for you. No one, not even yourself. How do you know what is best for you? You don't know. You cannot predict what is going to happen in the next second. You cannot predict what it will be my next word. Okay, try to predict what will be my next word. Hala, hala, humutu, humutu. You didn't predict that I want to say that, right? You didn't predict that I will say that crazy sound that you already listened to, right? So with that same of error of prediction that you miss predicting what I will say next is the same error of prediction that you can that is the same error of prediction that is on the table when you are trying to predict your next move or your next destiny or your next day or your next hour or your next decade. So how people will know what is best for you if we cannot predict our next word, our next thought, our next emotion? So we cannot predict with great accuracy. So we need to trust ourselves that all our decisions will be made all our decisions will be made with love. That is the only thing that we can predict. We cannot predict that all our decisions will be made with accuracy, with success, because we don't know the variables for tomorrow, but we can make sure that all our decisions are made with authenticity and with love and compassion and self respect. Self respect, my friend. And the sad thing is that the people, most of the people that will give you the opinions that will hurt you the most are the people that are near you the most. Family, your father, your mother, your wife, your husband, your mentor, people that you admire a lot will give you those opinions that will hurt you the most and that will compromise your future the most. Sadly. So that's why I learned this. You love your family more when you don't listen to them. If you listen to them, you are not loving them so much, because you will find that they will compromise a lot of your efforts due to their opinions, and then you will regret to listen to them, and then you will blame them. Oh, this is your fault that I didn't achieve this because I listening to you. And then you will become hostile towards them, and it was not their fault. They will give you their opinions either way. It's your fault if you listen to them. It's your responsibility if you follow them. You cannot control their opinions, but you can control your course of action after those opinions. So I learned that I love my father more, and I love that dude a lot if I don't listen to him. It's not like I don't listen to him, but if he said an opinion that I know that is not an opinion that I should follow, I just don't listen. And I love him more for that. Same with my mother, same with my wife. Sometimes my wife is wonderful. Dude, I have the better wife in the world. She support 95% of my ideas. Support all the way. But sometimes in the 5% that she's not in the same page, she will say her opinion. And if I don't like it, I don't listen to her. And this is not the same of being close to feedback. You need to have discernment. You need to be able to split feedback, good feedback, constructive feedback versus opinions. Because feedback, when people give you feedback, they are basically saying, okay, this is not my opinion. This is only a tool for your own advancement. This is only advice that I'm giving you for you to improve. Notice how that is not an opinion. When it's an opinion, it is more like a bias that a people have. It's more like an attitude that people have. It's more like an opinion. The word said it. It's an opinion. I think that this is this and that and blah 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 blah. If you don't want to listen to that, don't listen. So it's different, a feedback from an opinion. You should definitely listen to feedback, and you should improve your course of action due to feedback. But when it's about opinions, don't listen, man. Don't listen. You should respect yourself more than that. And in your personal development journey, a lot of people will have a lot of opinions about you for you to be in this journey, because this journey demands a lot of you. This journey demands a lot. This journey demands that you become leader, that you become a visionary, that you maybe you need to drop out your employment and become an entrepreneur. This journey demands that you need to forget about parties every night, fun every night, and start reading books, watching documentaries, uh, listening to podcasts about personal development, about coaching, about richness, wealth, health. This journey demands traveling the world. This journey demands uh, that you become more responsible with your time. How do you manage yourself? What do you consume in social media? This journey demands that you don't waste your time, that you don't distract yourself. This journey demands a lot. So when you embark this journey, when you decide that this is your journey, your journey of transformation, of self-improvement, a lot of people will have a lot of opinions. They will say some things like, man, you are changing so much. You are not the one that you used to be. Oh, you are not so fun anymore. Why are you so serious with that project, dude? Relax. Oh, dude, why are you not watching funny movies anymore? Why you are always reading those books, self-help books? What? Oh, being an entrepreneur? How, dude? That is for the Bill Gates and Steve Jobs of life. You're not like that. Come and work with us. Come and work in our organization. Here you will have easy money without getting into very complex tasks as the entrepreneurs need to do. You will have stuff like that in your life, and you need know to listen. This is the power of decision. When you make decisions, you don't listen to people that want to break your decisions. As simple as that. As simple as that. So you need to back all your decisions with faith and organized planning. And this will be my last point. In order to break through the procrastination and the opinions of others and the fear, all of those three swords of the ego, right? Fear, opinions of other, and procrastination. In order to break through that and to penetrate that with definite decision, you need to back your decision with faith and with organized planning. So faith is already a principle in Think and Grow Rich miniseries and also organized planning, and we already discussed those. But I want to recapitulate here those points because it's very important and because this is a system. These principles work as a system. They don't work as much separated, isolated. They should work together. This is the process of manifestation. They work together. So once you make a decision, you need to implement faith that it will work out. You need to be convinced, certain that it will work out. You need to affirm that. You need to meditate on that. You need to pray on that every day with patience, a lot of patience and persistence. And persistence will be our next step in this mini series. And also organized planning, because decisions without any strategy behind them, well, are just crazy bullets. You are firing bullets without any target. No, you need the target, my friend. You need to know exactly the steps that you are going to be implementing in order to build your empire of success. Yes, when I make the decision of launching this project on social media, after that decision, I make the plan. I spend like a whole month planning. And now I have like a 30 or 40 page document of a business plan that I am following every day and actualizing every day to make this a reality. It's not just the decision. The decision alone do not work. It is about decision with plans, with goals, with key performance indicators, with things that indicate how is your advancement going? How are you progressing in your effort? How can you become more efficient, more effective? What resources do you need? What resources do you already have? All of that is organized planning. You organize your decision. You structure your destiny, my friend. So I want you to take a definite decision today. I want you to write in a comment below, what is your decision? If you make it this far in the podcast, write it. Take the decision. If you feel that your mind is saying, I will not comment, I will do it anyways, I don't want to comment. No, my friend, that is a trap of your mind. Because your mind know that if you comment this here, this is a social commitment. And social commitments are the most powerful commitments of all because we are social animals. And when you commit socially, your brain change something do a click, and then you stay with the decision. So be brave. Start today. Comment down below. What is the decision that you will take for now on? And I want to read it. And I want to support you in your journey. Also, remember that I am asking you to share this with a friend. Share this mini series with a friend. Or maybe share it in your social media. By sharing these episodes, you are helping this message to spread to the hearts and minds that deserve them, to the minds and hearts that are open for them. Not everyone will benefit from this type of material. Not everyone is built for success and greatness. Not everyone. But you can help me find those who are by sharing this with them, and they will decide if they will walk this road to achievement with us. This was Dr. Derek Israel, and also I invite you to derekisrael.com for uh, all the services that I have for you: coaching, very soon psychotherapy, consulting. Also, I have there my courses, life purpose course. I have the sexual mastery course, the meditation course, um, the self-love course, and I also have the books there coming soon. I will be publishing my books and everything that I have new. And for you, you can find it in derekisrael.com. So I see you tomorrow in our next episode about persistence, right? So I see you tomorrow. Thank you.